Why did I study medicine? It wasn't really a decision at any point in time. It was almost like I grew up knowing that this is what I wanted to do. So I would always go from being an astronaut, a soldier, or a policeman, but always went right back to medicine. And I think a big part of it was because I grew up in a medical family. My grandfather was a public health inspector, and my father was a surgeon as well, and I used to spend a lot of time in the hospital. So I kind of grew up in that sort of environment, and it was just a natural thing to me. I liked it, and I just went straight into med school as soon as I got the opportunity, and then right after that I just went straight into surgery, and here I am. I got exposed to bariatrics for the first time when I was in Brazil. I did a fellowship as part of my elective time when I was doing my residency in general surgery. And so I was on this fellowship, and everybody was talking about the surgeon, how amazing he was, and I had to see him operate. And one of the other guys I went with, he actually saw him operating at the hospital, and he called me and he's like, yo, you have to see this guy. He's like the Ronaldinho of surgery. Back then, Ronaldinho was a star footballer. And I watched him doing his surgeries, and it was so smooth. And turns out that he did the majority of his work in bariatrics. So I asked to tag along, and I was able to get a pretty good exposure to bariatrics, and he invited me back to do a formal fellowship. And of course, I just leaped at that opportunity. So from the time I left and I came back I went back to the Bahamas and then later Jamaica, my whole goal was to go back and study under this surgeon and do bariatrics. So from that initial exposure to bariatrics, I just loved the outcome. I liked how the patients really were transformed from living these lives where they were really affected negatively by obesity and the diseases that were associated with obesity, to fulfilling lives where they didn't have to worry about their health constantly. They didn't have to battle with aches and pains and limited mobility, and their self-confidence was just super increased. I like giving persons that new lease on life, and that was what really sold me about the specialty. Easily the most rewarding part of what I do is when I see the patients post-op while they're on their weight loss journey, and seeing before my eyes the transformation, the look of incredulity when they actually realize how much their bodies are changing, how much energy they have, how their health is improving, and how much the pain is less, and they feel like this is something that they can do long term. They're literally a new person. That is what really drives me. That's the best part of my work, seeing that I'm actually giving persons a new lease on life. It's something else that I've never experienced in the other aspects of my practice. I feel like I'm making a difference in this world when my patients tell me how much their lives have changed. It's almost like a sense of purpose. Like, this is where my journey has led me to this point where I can help persons reclaim their lives and increase their productivity. And I'm making people happy.